Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
Hi everyone, I've been a long-time reader here, finding comfort in knowing I'm not alone. Now, after finally making the difficult decision to go full no contact with my husband Elijah's mother and sister, I need to vent and maybe get some advice on handling the complex emotions. Elijah and I have been together since 2017, and from day one, his sister Michaela made it clear I was an unwelcome intruder. The very first time I met her, she wouldn't stop reminiscing about Elijah's ex, a woman she'd only met once or twice, all while giving me the frostiest condescension. It was clear her issue wasn't with me, but with old grudges she held against Elijah, and I was just a convenient target to hurt him. Once she realized that, it was game on. Her behavior escalated over the years. She'd make nasty comments, sabotage family gatherings, and generally create an uncomfortable atmosphere. I remember one particularly awful birthday dinner for Elijah where she picked a fight with him over something trivial, then started yelling at me when I tried to de-escalate, accusing me of trying to turn Elijah against his own family. His mother, Pamela Stevens, instead of telling Michaela to calm down, immediately jumped in and told me I was antagonizing her poor daughter. It became painfully obvious that Pamela would always protect Michaela's bad behavior, and that I was the problem no matter what I did or didn't do. Pamela would constantly corner me, especially during holidays, often after a few drinks, crying and insisting it was my job to fix the family issues between her and Elijah. I genuinely tried. I called her, listened to her rants, even talked her down when she threatened to cut Elijah off. Nothing was ever enough. I was always failing in her eyes. Elijah's promotion celebration was a nightmare. We debated not inviting Michaela, but felt pressured by the family, fearing everyone else would bail. Michaela arrived late, made snide remarks about the venue and catering choices, which I'd spent weeks planning, and spent the entire evening loudly complaining that she wasn't getting enough attention. Pamela and Grandma Manning followed Elijah and me around, whispering criticisms about how we should be making Michaela feel more included. At Elijah's own party celebrating his career milestone, we went low contact with Michaela that night. 2 weeks later, Pamela called Elijah, furious that he hadn't been nicer to Michaela at the party. When he calmly listed all the disrespectful things Michaela had done, Pamela denied everything and accused him of being brainwashed by me. Things continued to spiral after we moved into our dream home. I tried to include them, sending photos of our renovation progress, sharing plans for decorating. Pamela would respond with backhanded compliments or comments like, "Michaela would have chosen a much bolder color for the kitchen." She never once asked how I was doing with the stress of moving. Eventually, she just stopped responding to my updates. When I stopped sending them, she immediately called Elijah, accusing me of keeping them away from their son's home, which, coincidentally, is exactly what she'd said about Aiden's partner when they moved. Her accusations led to a huge fight between Pamela and Elijah. Her response? To block me on social media. When Elijah asked why, she dramatically declared my posts were too painful for her to see. But here's the kicker. She didn't block him, and since Elijah and I often collaborate on posts, she could still see everything I posted through his profile. Pure performative victimhood. I ignored the bait. A month later, while Elijah and I were on a much-needed retreat, she messaged me directly, calling me a liar and vile person. I calmly replied that I was focused on building a happy life with Elijah in our new home, that I wished things were different, but this was her choice, and then wished her well. That was the last I sent her. We reached out to Grandma Manning, hoping for some understanding. She claimed she didn't want to be involved, but then lectured us about how I hadn't been sending enough updates about the house, even though I was the only one sending them. Not wanting to cut off another family member, I sent a few more pictures which she ignored, so I stopped again. A few weeks later, she sent Elijah an article about how partners destroy family systems and how we're supposed to add to the family, not take away. That was it. I replied with a simple LOL and blocked her. Around that time, I found out from Elijah's brother, Aiden, and his partner, Temple, that they had been experiencing the exact same manipulative, guilt-tripping, and cruel treatment from Pamela and Grandma Manning. It validated everything. Aiden and Temple had already gone low contact. This past Christmas was the first time Elijah and I spent the holidays completely away from his side of the family. We are now officially no contact with Pamela, Michaela, and Grandma Manning. There's immense relief, but also a deep sadness. My own family is small, just my dad and a few cousins, but they've always welcomed Elijah with open arms, treating him like their own. His family never extended that genuine warmth. It stings. We don't have kids yet, but I worry about the future. How do you deal with the guilt that your future children, if we have them, won't have a big, loving, extended family on Elijah's side? Does it ever truly get easier? I know this is the healthiest choice for our peace and future, but the emotional cost is heavy. Thanks for reading this novel of a post. The community offered support and validation for Willa's decision. Readers advised Willa to maintain firm boundaries and prioritize her and Elijah's peace and well-being. They emphasized that she and Elijah are creating their own loving family system and that protecting future children from toxicity is paramount, reassuring her that quality over quantity of family relationships matters most. User Boundary Queen said, "Oh, Willa, I could have written this myself. Your MIL and SIL sound like a carbon copy of mine. You are doing the absolute right thing. That relief you feel, hold on to it. The guilt is natural, but it's fueled by their manipulation. Your future children will be so much better off with peace and two loving parents than with a big family that offers only drama and toxicity. You're breaking a cycle." User Stronger Everyday said, "It absolutely gets easier, but it's a grieving process. You're grieving the family you wished you had, not the one you actually lost. My husband and I went NC with his parents a few years ago, and while the first year was tough, our lives are so much calmer and happier now. You and Elijah are a team, and you're building a foundation of peace and respect. That's the best legacy for any future kids." User Family First Fan said, "Are you sure you've tried everything? Sometimes families just need time and a mediator. Cutting off everyone seems a bit extreme, especially if there's a chance for future grandchildren to miss out on that connection. Just food for thought."
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.